We were waiting for the verdict to come out. It was a very tense time.
When I heard that Zimmerman was not guilty, I was heartbroken. I broke down crying. I didn't understand at that time why. I thought the justice system I thought we was gonna get justice.
I realized then that we have a lot to still fight for.
We felt that it was definitely a moral kick in the face.
In the Circuit Court of the 18th Judicial Circuit in and for Seminole County, Florida, State of Florida versus George Zimmerman. Verdict: we, the jury, find George Zimmerman not guilty.
It was all new to me when my mom said, this system is not built for us. This system is built for white man and white man only.
Trayvon Martin to me is my 7-year-old son, Ethan. Trayvon Martin to me is my 9-year-old Aiden. Trayvon Martin to me is tens of thousands of kids that I see every day in hoodies because, we have a culture.
I was fresh out of high school, and Trayvon Martin was 17 years old, walking home from the store with Skittles and an Arizona tea in his hand. He had no weapon, he was unarmed. Zimmerman was told multiple times by the police not to pursue him, and Zimmerman still pursued him. And I have black brothers, I have black friends, I have black nieces and nephews that walk home from the store every day, every night. And so it caught my attention. It did, that this little boy was walking home and got gunned down from a man that was supposedly scared of him and his hoodie.
It really struck a chord with a lot of people, a lot of black people in my generation that have always constantly felt this pressure in our society that we look suspicious, that we, people grab their purses and hold them closest when we sit next to them on the train, when we walk past them on the street, people lock their car doors, so it's like an experience that's constant for us.
It made me think of my nephew, and it made me think of my future, and it made me think of, little black boys everywhere.
The impact of Trayvon Martin, man. I always tell people that we were already woke. Like, kids were already woke. Like, Troy Davis was killed. Ramarley Graham was killed. Sean Bell years before. So people already knew. It just hit them close to home because it's like, it's a young person now. And that's what it is. It's like, it's a young person. I'm young.
Some of my friends' reaction to this case was no reaction. Some of my friends' reaction to this case was the same reaction as mine. Some people who are not black, I feel like these issues don't pertain to them.
Trayvon Martin changed my life, and the way I see the world is the things that I learned in school, in our textbooks and history books, they're still happening to this day. We think it's history. We think that it's over. We think that the civil rights movement, has come and gone, and that we're in a different place now, when obviously that is not true.
I'm here to talk about my pain and to, I address those issues by not being silent. I address those issues by, we call it now, being unapologetically black. I'm not apologetic about the way that I feel. I'm no longer silent about racial issues as I have been in the past.
I have a nephew that's 13 years old who's asked me how come I protest the police. I want him to grow up and actually live to see his granddaughter, to see his grandkids, his children. And so, at this date and at this rate of the police brutality, the senseless violence, I'm scared that he wouldn't make it past 18.
I have a 1-year-old godson, and I'm scared for him every day. I fear for him. I'll be damned if he be Trayvon Martin. I'll be damned.
I'm very clear that, Trayvon was pursued because he was a black boy. it wasn't because of any other reason. If he was wearing a hoodie and he was a white male, I doubt very highly that this would have happened. I doubt very highly that it would have taken so long to get an indictment. I doubt very highly that, you know, he would have died that day.
I can't imagine in 2016 we're still facing the same things that my parents and grandparents went through and had to suffer through, and I'm fighting for the same things.
Before Trayvon Martin, I believed that the justice system was not corrupt. Growing up in the South Bronx, I knew, you know, I was all around the drug dealers, the hookers, you know, and so when they would get thrown in jail, I used to think like, okay, well, they did the crime, put them in jail. But, you know, now it's all about racial profiling.
What would make me feel safe again in this country is I honestly don't know. I can't think of, you know, one thing. I mean, yeah, the end of white supremacy, the end of racism, the end of, you know, police brutality, the end of, you know, low-wage work, the end of mass incarceration. All these things, you would make me feel safer. But I don't have one answer to how that can happen. I don't have one answer, you know, there's one solution to change everything. Like, I don't feel that way. You know, I feel like it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot of education. It's going to take a lot of, you know, Black people talking about their pain and Black people being real about how much it truly hurts.